Okay, so there was another attempted assassination against Trump, and I'm gonna talk about it because it's even though this channel is not really about I try to it's more about independence, financial independence, and freedom. This is kind of relevant to some of the topics that I cover, and this is self-defense. So this will cover self-defense, and it also covers freedom from dictatorship, as in power to the people. That the people do have an ace up their sleeve. That if we were in a dictatorship, or like if the government were to become too powerful, then we do have the ability to remove a dictatorship or a dictator. And people always think that we're powerless. If there was big fear that although I'm not one of those persons that believes that when a president becomes into power that they're gonna just become like a king or something. But I remember when Obama became president, there was this big fear of, oh, he's never gonna leave office, he's just gonna be there forever. And I'm like, if that happens, first of all, that won't ever happen. But if something like that happens, the people will rise up and take him out. And then when Trump got into office, the same thing. They're like, oh, he's never gonna get leave, especially after the 2020 election, and he left, obviously. And there's fear again that if he wins, that he won't leave. And I'm like, no, he'll leave one way or another, either by the government's hands or by the people's hands. No one is untouchable. And the reason these assassinations failed is mainly because the people who are going after him aren't that good. And the people who are really good, that there's people out there that, no doubt in my mind, they could take him out. If they wanted to, they could take him out. You may be one of them. You might be someone who's a great sniper or hunter or just a tactician, able to devise a plan that would work. But the difference is people who would attempt something like that are people who are okay with either going to jail for the rest of your life, because that's what's going to happen, or being murked, when you carry it out. You're pretty much going to lose your freedom, and the majority of people don't want to lose their freedom. It doesn't matter how much you hate a politician. At the end of the day, you want your freedom. You want to live. You don't want to throw your life away. So the people who are doing this are people who are throwing their lives away. This guy, I don't know anything about this yet because I just woke up. But I'm just gonna assume that this person, whoever it is probably gonna be a guy. Is probably someone who doesn't really have much of a life and was already ready to throw it away. The last person who did the first assassination attempt, I guess he was also like somebody who really didn't have a life. He was a young kid with no friends, no girlfriends, no ties, no community ties. And I don't want to call him a loser, but like in the eyes of society, he was a loser, and he was just ready to go. He really wasn't looking to live the rest of his life. He was ready to go, and I guess he wanted to go out with a bang. And I heard somebody say this in a podcast. I don't remember who it was because it was a long time ago, but it stuck with me. And it said something in the lines of starving. People who are well fed don't revolt. It's starving people are the ones who revolt. And basically what he was trying to say is that here in the United States, The reason we don't have a revolution or an uprising is because the majority of us have food in our stomachs. Even homeless people aren't dying of starvation, you know, because it doesn't matter what. I mean, I'm not saying you're living a great life. Even if you're poor, you might not be living a great life, or you're probably just surviving, but you're still surviving. You're still eating every day. Like I see here, my local town, there's a freaking flood of homeless people, and they're there every day. They don't die of starvation. They manage, you know. So if the average American was starving to death, then that's when you kind of see a revolution happen. But as long as we're fed, we're entertained, you know, we still have sports, television, you know, distractions. There won't be a revolution, and the people who could do something like who could finish a job, they're not. They're happy, you know. They're not trying to throw their life away, you know. This is my 2 cents. Let me play this video and see what happened.
Developing this morning, the FBI is investigating what it calls an attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump. Secret Service agents fired at a man with an AK-47 rifle near Trump's Palm Beach, Florida golf course yesterday. The man was then taken into custody not far from the area. The former president, who is the current Republican nominee, is safe. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest.
This morning, officials are investigating another possible assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. It happened while Trump was near the 5th hole of his golf course in West Palm Beach. A Secret Service agent spotted a man with a rifle between 300 to 500 yards from the former president. Then sources tell ABC News the agent fired 4 to 6 shots towards the gunman.
In the bushes where this guy was, it is an AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro.
The gunman, identified as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ralph.
What the? He had a backpack with ceramic tile?
Was detained after attempting to flee by car. He's now in custody with charges expected in the coming days. And sources say authorities are looking into whether Ralph had grievances related to Ukraine, specifically frustrations with Trump's
Let me see how close he got. I think she said 300 meters or 300 yards.
Beach. A Secret Service agent spotted a man with a rifle between 300 to 500 yards from
300 to 500 yards. That's the kill zone. That's too close, you know. And like I said, anyone who's been in the military, you know, you can make you train at the very least up to 300 meters, you know. You could, and that's just with a M16 or M4 style weapon. If you really want to, you know, freaking a regular like hunting rifle, like a freaking Remington 700 or something, you can shoot 800 yards easily, no problem. Maybe actually just anyone who's well trained, or not even well trained, just decent with a scoped rifle could easily shoot 500 yards. You know, if they were taught, you know, simple shooting methods. So luckily, this guy, I don't know what why did he use an AK for this? He should have used something different. But again, like he's some crazy nut.
From the former president. Then sources tell ABC.
Style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro.
The gunman, identified as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ralph, was detained after attempting to flee by car. He's now in custody with charges expected in the coming days. And
the fact that he was able to flee from there, that even says even more.
To say authorities are looking into whether Ralph had grievances related to Ukraine, specifically frustrations with Trump's position on the issue. Ralph's neighbor in Hawaii says he's shocked.
I mean, it didn't cause any uproar over any kind of political campaign or inclination.
Amid the gunfire, Trump was rushed to safety uninjured. Soon after the incident, Trump sent out a fundraising email writing, "My resolve is only stronger after another attempt on my life," adding, "I will never slow down, I will never give up, I will never surrender." President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris released separate statements speaking out against the latest round of violence.
She's probably like, damn it! Can we get somebody? She's probably like, damn it! She's probably like, can we get some better shooters out here? She's just that's what she really feels inside. But she got to like. Before I even read her statement, she's like, "Oh, this is a tragedy. We shouldn't have to do this, and no matter what, or some shit like that."
VP and Democratic presidential nominee said, quote, "I condemn political violence. We all must do our part to ensure that this incident does not lead to more violence. I am thankful that former President Trump is safe."
BS. She deep down, she was like, "Damn it."
Trump's golf plans were not publicized in any way. Sources tell ABC News there was no planned movement to the golf course, that it was a last-minute decision.
I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people around the perimeter.
Shell casings were found near the gun, but it's unclear if the suspect fired the weapon. Trump is expected back on the campaign trail tomorrow when he's scheduled to hold a town hall in Michigan.
All right. Yeah, like I said, if Trump's lucky and the American politicians, mainly presidents, are lucky that people really are not that we're comfortable to an extent, because even me, I'm broke, but I still like living, I still even on my worst day, it's better than living in somewhere like Haiti. My worst day here doesn't compare to somebody's best day in Haiti or in Afghanistan. Right now I'm in a building with AC, freaking drinking some good coffee. It's not that bad. So, and as long as people are well fed, they don't have any. They won't. They really shouldn't have anything to fear, because that's really what's gonna happen. It's if the economy really tanks, and that's when and people who lost everything don't have anything, no motivation to live. Those a person like that who is extremely well trained, like let's say a former freaking, I don't know, like a military sniper. Those are the people that they have to fear. Like with Kennedy, it was Lee Harvey Oswald. He was a Marine, and that's really what it takes. It's somebody who's just lost all hope and has no and is willing to just throw their livelihood away. But luckily for them, most of us are happy. Even like I said, I don't know of anybody who that like I said, even the poor people, the homeless people, most of them they're not even like I said, they're not out here all skin and bones, just like dying. I see so many homeless people on my way to work every day, well fed. I don't know. So let me think. Let me hear your thoughts on everything on this. Do you think it's a conspiracy? Do you agree with me that if somebody really wanted to, that's my idea. That's why I don't think it's a conspiracy, because I think it's I don't see them as untouchable. I don't see anybody as untouchable. Like I said, you give me if the way my mind works as I'm somewhat of a tactician. I was trying to solve problems. There's a way, So it's not. That's when Kennedy got assassinated. Everyone's like conspiracy. I'm like, nah, it's freaking really really simple. You know, it's if somebody wants to, they'll do it. That's all it takes. But again, that person has to be willing to throw their lives away. And most people, doesn't matter how broke you are, you still want to live. You still want to drink beer. You still want to smoke, whatever you want, whatever you like to dabble in, you know. Or I don't know. Like I said, if you lived in the free world and you had some of your freedom taken away, and then you come back, you're like, it's not that bad, man. Like it's like that's I don't know. I guess I'm optimistic, or yeah, optimistic most days, because my truck broke down earlier, like a week and a half ago, and so I walk to work a mile and a half, and I walk home a mile and a half. And I'm always optimistic. I'm like, well, now I don't have to go to the gym. You know, I get my workout walking to work, walking home. So I'm always trying to be positive, no matter what my situation is. And I think most of us are in the same boat, you know. All right. Well, let me hear your thoughts on this. And also, man, Secret Service is slacking. You know, second time that somebody with a weapon got into the kill zone. Somebody's gonna get fired again. All right. I think I'm done for this topic. And I'll do some more topics on self-defense. Maybe my next video is gonna be on self-defense also.